Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Aisha Rashid Khan from Southern Business School. Today we are going to discuss our chapter 13, Knowledge Management Strategy. Learning objective of this chapter include define knowledge management and explain its importance. Number second, understand the process of knowledge management. It includes creation, capture, sharing, and application. Number third, include differentiate between explicit and tacit knowledge. Number fourth, explain the two main approaches of knowledge management strategies: codification versus personalization. Number fifth, relate knowledge management to HR strategy and organizational competitiveness. Number six, discuss real-world examples of organizations applying knowledge management. Let's discuss the introduction to knowledge management strategy. Knowledge management means collecting what people in an organization know, sharing it with others, and using it to work better and stay competitive. Why it matters? In today's world, knowledge is just as valuable as money, machines, or buildings, sometimes even more. Let's discuss the resource-based view. A company's biggest strength is not just what it sells, but the knowledge and skills its people have. Tursel's idea, the real advantage comes when a company knows how to gather, use, and apply knowledge better than its competitors. In short, knowledge management is about making the most of what people know so the business can grow, innovate, and succeed. For example, Google's innovation culture relies on creating, capturing, and sharing knowledge. For example, Google Brain, Google X projects. Another example includes Anglo Corporation builds competitive advantage by systematically sharing operational knowledge across its fertilizers and energy businesses. Number second, the process of knowledge management, Skaber et al. In 1999. Knowledge management is actually a process of creating, acquiring, capturing, sharing, and using knowledge to enhance learning and performance. The steps include in knowledge management process. Number one, creating, generating new insights. For example, research and development, brainstorming, problem solving. Number second, acquiring, bringing in knowledge from external sources, consultants and partnerships, also benchmarking. Number third, capturing, recording tacit or explicit knowledge such as databases, manuals, training, and documents. Number fourth, sharing, transferring knowledge across the organizations include meetings, intranets, and communities. Number fifth, using knowledge apply to improve process, decision making, and innovation. Let's discuss stock versus flow. Stocks store knowledge, databases, documents, and manuals. And what flows means? Flows actually knowledge in motion, conversations, mentoring, workshops. For example, Toyota uses knowledge management to capture manufacturing expertise, Kaizen's practice, and share best practices globally. Number third point, sources and types of knowledge. Knowledge exists in documents and policies, reports, manuals, and presentations that record important information. Knowledge also resides in people, carried through their skills, experiences, and expertise. Knowledge is stored and shared through technology, including databases, intranets, and knowledge portals. There are two main types of knowledge. One is explicit knowledge, and that is formal, documented, and easy to share. For example, manual guidelines. Another is tacit knowledge, that is personal, experience-based, and harder to capture. For example, intuition, problem-solving skills. In short, knowledge comes from documents, from people, and technology, and can be explicit, written, or tacit experience-based. Explicit versus tacit knowledge. Nonaka in 1991 said explicit knowledge is codified, documented, and easily transferred, and it's found in manuals, databases, training modules. For example, ISO quality procedures. Tacit knowledge is actually personal, experience-based, hard to codify, and it includes intuition, judgment, and insights. For example, a master craftsman's feel for materials. Another example is NASA captures tacit expertise of retiring scientists through structured interviews and case repositories. For example, Pakistan State Oil uses intranet systems and mentorship programs to transfer tacit expertise from senior engineers to younger staff. Number fourth, approaches to knowledge management. Strategies, Hanson's et al. In 1999. Number 1 point is codification strategy. People to document. In this strategy, knowledge is written down, stored, and organized in documents, manuals, or electronic databases. It is document driven, meaning the focus is on recording knowledge so that it can easily be shared and assessed by others. It depends heavily on IT systems, intranets, and knowledge databases to store and distribute information. For example, a consulting firm creates a knowledge database where employees upload case studies, project reports, and best practices so that anyone in the company can use them in future. In short, codification strategy means turning people's knowledge into documents and storing it in systems so everyone can access and use it anytime. For example, Accenture codifies consulting framework and case studies in its knowledge databases. Another example is Habib Bank Limited uses intranet-based knowledge management repositories for training and customer service protocols. Number second, personalization strategy. It's actually person to person. In this approach, knowledge is not written down but shared directly with and between people. It focuses on tacit knowledge, experience, insights, know-how that is hard to document. Sharing happens through conversation, mentoring, teamwork, workshops, and professional networks. Actually, it relies on human interaction and relationship rather than databases. For example, in a law firm, senior lawyers mentor junior lawyers by sharing real life experiences, strategies, and insights that cannot be found in books or documents. In short, personalization strategy means people learn from each other directly through interaction rather than from documents. For example, MC Kinsey and Corporation focuses on mentorship and knowledge sharing among consultants rather than databases. Another example, Packages Limited encourages communities of practice for engineers to share problem-solving approaches. Research Insight Hansen et al. Said that companies succeed by prioritizing one main knowledge management strategy while using the other as support. Trying to excel at both, risk of failing at both. And number 5th point is HR's role in knowledge management. Scarborough in 1999, HR must analyze types of knowledge used in the firm, link knowledge management to organizational design, career paths, and employee security. Encourage learning organizations and intellectual capital, human, social, structural capital. For example, Jazz Pakistan invests in leadership, development, and digital learning platforms to promote knowledge. Another example includes Microsoft, and that is promotes a culture of growth mindset under Satya Nadella, encouraging knowledge flow and collaboration. 6th point is knowledge management and competitive advantage. Knowledge management enables faster decision making, reduced duplication of effort, more innovation and creativity, employee engagement and retention. There is a quote by Mecklenburg et al. In 1999. Knowledge management allows companies to capture, to apply, and generate value from their employees. Creativity and expertise. For example, Unilever captures best practices from different regions, for example, sustainable supply chain initiatives, and replicas them globally. Number 7th and the last conclusion. Knowledge is a strategic resource in today's economy. Effective knowledge management strategy, codification, or personalization, but not both equally. Knowledge management depends not only on IT, but also on people and HR practices. Organizations that treat knowledge as an asset and sustainable competitive advantage. Thank you so much.